Okay, hello everyone, this is Terry. We're back with the 94 Ranger. As you remember, we got a fuel pump and a sending unit that we're going to replace. And first thing we want to do is we want to depressurize the fuel system. So I'll show you what we're going to do on that. Yeah, I'm going to reconnect the DC negative. Okay, I'm on the passenger side. What I want you to look for is right up in here where I'm pointing at. We're going to be underneath this here glove box. Pull your carpet down. This here device right here is an inertial switch. So what I'm going to do, if you look, you can probably see a little red plunger right up here. Okay, so what you want to do is get your screwdriver, put right underneath it, lift it up. You heard it click?
Yep.
You don't see the red anymore.
No.
So we've disabled this here inertial switch. So that's going to cut the voltage off going to the fuel pump. Okay, we're going to turn the engine over. It may start. If it doesn't, then I'm going to crank it for about 10 seconds and then that'll purge any fuel that's in there. Okay, now we know it's supposed to depressurize. Now we're going to get ready to disconnect the DC negative on the battery here. Okay, we're back over on the inertial switch again. Now I'm going to enable it. So what you want to do to enable it, just come back under, take your finger, go to the very top. Right up here on the very top is a button. Push it down and you should be able to see that red again.
Yep.
All right. Now we're back at the sending unit, back here on the tank. Now what I did is I hooked this back up so we could get the fuel pump energized in case there was any fuel. If the truck cranked, it'll run, it's cut off, but in our case it didn't. It didn't crank up. So now what you want to do, you're going to see these three tabs. There's one here, there's one over here. The idea is, without breaking these tabs, you're going to have to lift a little bit at a time. So there's one. It's a little aggravating. You got to take your time with it. And maybe I'll get a little bit on the front, a little bit back over here, a little bit more on the front. Okay, that's lifted there. Let's go back over on this side. Just take your time because you don't want these here tabs to break. Now that one dropped back over, so let me go back over here. And the front one dropped in. Okay. Now let's get a little on the front. And there he is. Okay. Okay, next step we're going to do is we're going to remove these two connectors here. Now these doesn't look like they push in, so it looks like what you actually do is you actually have to take these things out. It's like a little tiny tab right on this part one over here. And once you get it released, then just take it and pull it right straight out. So that's how it comes out. This here is the this is the return line right here, what we worked on. Return line has got the white one on there. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing to the supply line connector. To get it popped back again, just pull it right out. And that's the black connector. Black insert goes in on the supply side. Okay. Twist it a little bit, just to make sure it's not seized. Take it and slide it right on off. Okay. You see there's a little O-ring down inside there. Okay. You want to do the same thing with your supply. Okay. Okay, probably want to make sure that you got your lines out of the way. Let's just stick it, this little tool right there. and then just, all right, just loosen them up. Okay, now take your lock nut off. And very carefully, we want to make sure that we don't want to bend anything, although we're not going to use it. This will give us a little practice when we put the other one in there. Okay. Yeah, we'll let him drain a little bit. This is our sock. This is a filter. This will catch contaminants and all before it gets into the inlet of the fuel pump. Okay, now here's our fuel pump and sending unit. Now once the new one came in, I saw that it was made out of brass, the float that is. So then what I suspected is that this here float was being held down all the way down. So one of my first thoughts was that it may have a pinhole in it and that fuel may be inside the float. Sure enough, if I hold this, you could maybe hear it. Okay, so it's got fuel in there, so that's what's the problem. We'll do a little bit more checking on the sending unit itself. My guess is the sending unit is probably fine. So here we got a bad float. Guys, next step, what we're going to do, this tank being 20 years old, I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this tank off and we're going to clean this tank up really good. Even though it's a plastic tank, you got the metal off of the sending unit, and you can imagine there'd be some flakes, some materials, debris in there. So we got it down to this far, so we're just going to go ahead and siphon this gas that's in here. And right now, we got about 4 gallons out. You can take a look and see right here. I got a little funnel here. It's got a little brass screen in there. You can see there's a little bit of debris, and we still got some more to get out. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to get this here gas siphoned out. Okay. Think if you go to this much trouble, what's a little bit more, few steps. And this here will make this here video series more complete. So some of you guys may not want to do dropping the bed off, but I think it's really easy. Since we're going to go ahead and drop the tank, then if you guys want to drop the tank instead of pulling the bed off, then you'll see what we're going to do here. We just got through siphoning the gasoline out. Now this is what we got out. A lot of this stuff here, as you can see, is gasoline that's been crystallized, a bunch of flakes, and there is a pile of it down in the bottom of this here tank. So maybe we'll give you a shot of that right now.
Oh guys, that's Bigfoot treasure. There's a lot in there. It's like an aquarium.
Okay. Alright guys, that's probably a good reason enough to clean the tank. As you guys know, the most flammable part as far as gasoline is not the liquid, but it's the vapors. So what we're doing here is we're just taking some saran wrap. We're just putting it over top of it. We've got like three layers. We're going to put a rubber band around here. Kind of help seal these here vapors so we don't want this coming out. Try to be safe. We found out that when we had this funnel, it comes with a little lid, and this lid actually fits perfect on top of this here. So we're going to stick that down on there also. Just give it a little bit more added safety, trying to keep those fumes in. The next step we're going to do is we're going to take off the filler hose pipe here. Now if you look at it, you can see it's not coming perpendicular to the frame, so it looks like it's leaning out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a measurement to the center of this here neck. I got 7 3/4. So when I put it back, this is where I'm going to put it at. Here's got a hose clamp right here. It's an 8mm socket is what I'm going to use here. That ought to be good enough. Okay, there we go. Got a little like a little insert there. Okay, that's for you guys to see what that's going to look like. Got the vent pipe and the filler hose all right there together. Okay, next step, we're going to take this here hose off of this here tank vent valve. It's already loose, so maybe just push it back. Okay, all right, now he's done. Okay, these here two fuel lines. Don't want these things to get broken just right there like that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie wrap these. I'm going to just tie wrap them to the harness, just so they're out of the way. As just as before, we're going to take some saran wrap. We're going to put it over the filler hose connection pipe here, trying to contain these fuel vapors. Remember, always try to be safe. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little piece of duct tape. We're going to take it and cover this here port up on this here vent valve. Keep the vapors out. Or should I say keep the vapors in? Okay, that concludes this here video. Okay, in the next shot, we're going to be dropping the tank, so you guys stay tuned and we'll keep you guys posted of how this will go.